Hey guys, welcome to my mini series where we're going to build my personal portfolio website. So this series we're going to do 7 videos and it's going to be step by step, really short and sharp on how to build a portfolio website with React. We're going to use Chakra UI, which is a TypeScript first component library, and we're going to deploy with Vercel. Okay, so let's get started. In this video today, I'm going to do the setup and we're going to talk through Chakra UI and just create the project with Vite or Vite. If someone knows how to pronounce it, please let me know. Okay, so obviously we need to make sure that we've got Node.js installed. We're not really using Node, but we're using NPM or the Node package manager. So I just wanted to flag that. I do have a more in-depth video on that if you want to watch it. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to open up a terminal. And you can open up a terminal in quite a few ways. The best way that I like to do it is just to search in Spotlight and look for it. So what we're going to do is just go get started. I'm just on the Vite or Vite website. And if you just scroll down, I'm using NPM. I just want to flag here that you see this $, this is just notation, meaning paste this in the terminal. Actually, I will just show you for testing purposes. If I paste this in the terminal, it's going to give me an error. So what you need to actually do is just remove the $. So this is going to create our Vite project. All right, so let's call it Tia Codes Portfolio website. And okay, it looks like I already have a file of that name. I'm actually just going to cancel and try again, and I'm going to rename it something else. That must be my old portfolio website. Okay, let's try again. Tia Codes Port. Let's go dev portfolio. Dev website. Dev portfolio website. And the funniest thing here as well, I was trying to shorten the name, is you actually have to retype it out. It's so annoying. Tia Codes Dev Portfolio website. Okay, and we're going to use React, and I'm navigating through these menus just using the down keys. We're going to use TypeScript. As I mentioned, TypeScript or Chakra UI is a TypeScript first language, so you definitely want to probably code in TypeScript, not JavaScript, if you're getting to this project. Okay, so now we can obviously in the terminal change our directory into the folder, but what I'm actually going to do is just open up my code editor. So I'm using Visual Studio Code. If you use something else than Visual Studio Code, I don't really know why, but good on you. Okay, so you can see that our portfolio website has been created with Vite, and probably just a few things to mention here from like a setup point of view. So we need to first install NPM. So if I go command backtick and I go NPM install, this is going to install all of the dependencies, libraries, packages. It's all the same thing. So if you look in your package.json file, you'll see that all of the dependencies here, React, React DOM, yada yada, and the dev dependencies. So there's 2 types of dependencies and dev dependencies. Dev dependencies means it's not needed for production, just your dev environment. That running npm install, or npmi is the shorthand version, will install that node modules folder. So if you wanted to look for React DOM, you would find it in there. And the reason I'm going to make a single page website is I'm not getting into React Router DOM in this model. DOM is document object model, but with React Router DOM means we would need to have tabs on our nav. I'll get there in the future videos, but trust me, let's just avoid that for now. We're keeping it quite simple. Okay, so we've installed our packages. Great, and before I talk more on the setup, let's just install Chakra. So I'm going to go back to my browser and I'm just going to go start building. And obviously we've created our build using Vite. So I'm just going to go npm I and just copy this in. Go back to VS Code. All right, and while that does that, what I'm actually going to do is just open up the browser on the right, because there are a few steps to installing Chakra. It's not as simple as some of the other libraries you might come across. The second step is, while that's still thinking, is around installing snippets. And this is, for example, there's like shorthand things. I'm just going to click enter. There's shorthand, like not commands, but things you can write in your code that will like populate Chakra elements or components. So to be honest, I don't really use them, but I would just suggest just follow along. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we've now installed Chakra. Let's just follow down the other steps. So the first thing is updating the config file. So you'll see TypeScript app.json. So we're going to go straight to that file, and we just need to update some of these fields. So the first one you want to update is target, and we're just going to update that to ES Next. I think module is already ES Next, perfect. Bundler, you'll see, is lowercase, but that doesn't really matter, so no need to update that. The main one we want to update is paths, and this means, see this denomination here. So usually when you're using a relative path, it kind of looks messy in the code. So when Chakra installs, it does just mention to like update that, and it just looks cleaner in the code. And you just want to divide that from bundler mode, which is Vite has created for us, with a comma. Okay, and I'm just going to click Control S there. The next one we want to do is just wrap our application in provider. So we're going to go to main.typescript, and that's in SRC, which is source reference code. So we're going to go main TypeScript, and we're going to wrap our app in provider. So the best way to do that, actually, once we've done this proper install, there's a quicker way to add imports. I'll obviously show that to you because it just saves so much time when you're deving. So we're just going to wrap our app with provider, and you'll see what I mean here. So usually, oh, I can now. Okay, it wasn't working before. So what I've done is, like, if you see a red squiggly line, you just want to click the info button, and then you're going to click update import, and you see that the import is now there. So obviously in this video, I'm assuming you know some React, but yeah, if you need more information, do let me know. I'm always happy to help in the comments, because like me, I'm a beginner, and some of my friends have helped me, so love that. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is just configure that path change that we did, and I'm copying that into my terminal. Great. We just need to update the Vite config file. So what we need to do is just copy this, and we should be able to use that shortcut. So we're going to go comma. Great. And add missing, no. Just copy this manual import correctly. It's a little bit hard because we've got two screens on a small screen. I have been using my 49.5-inch widescreen to dev, and I just feel like I'm like immersed in the code. It's so good. Okay, so now we're ready to go. So what we're going to do is just run npm run dev. No, yeah, run dev. Great. That's going to give us a URL. And again, if you have been in HTML, CSS, vanilla land, you might click go live, but this is not going to work because, again, we're creating Vite to bundle our server-side code, our client-side code, our server-side code into client-side code. So I probably need to do another video on that coming up, but basically go live won't work. Like, you can try, but it won't work. So now we can see this is our app. Okay, so I think I've spoken through most of what, did I skip over anything? Let's have a think. Okay, so we updated, maybe let's just talk about the provider. So with the new version of Chakra, provider includes theme and the Chakra theme provider and Chakra provider. Chakra provider is like the layouts and the styling, and this helps with, for example, like dark mode, light mode, and this is why we're using a component library, obviously. And then provider also has theme, which is Chakra has like built-in colors. So for example, I've been using teal for my startup, and it just makes the styling so much easier. You don't have to manually select colors in CSS. Like, it just makes everything so much better. Okay, what else did we update? I'm just trying to think. When we updated this Vite config file, you know how I said around the TypeScript config path, so that's the @ symbol. This is because obviously when we did the other update of the, did we do the package JSON file? Where is that update? I'm just trying to remember. Let's go back to Chakra. So we updated it first in It's when we did the early update. Yeah, in the TypeScript app.json. So when we did this path, basically from what I understand, when you go to so this means that TypeScript will understand, but Vite doesn't. So this is why we're importing the paths into our config for Vite. Again, I think some of this is like super confusing. I have done a lot of research, and like a lot of content creators will just like skip over it. So I'm trying to give you like a small thing, but that's the setup for our app. We've got it running and live. I'll just show you in a test version. For example, let's go to app.typescript, and we're just going to, for example, let's just remove this div. And you'll be able to see here that that has removed all of the logos, and that was there. So we're ready to go. Join me in the next video where we'll do a bit of a mock-up in Miro of our portfolio website, and there we'll create the layout in Chakra in React in our Vite code. So let's go, guys. I'm super excited to share this journey with you over this week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.